in May last year, regular listeners may remember that I spoke to Ori Eisen on this podcast, who is the leader of the no passwords revolution. The founder and CEO of TrueSona spent the last 20 years building technology to fight online crime and create a safer internet, including working as a worldwide fraud director at Amex and then founding and selling his first company called 41st Parameter to Experian for an incredible $324 million. Now, in that conversation, we discussed his startup journey and how the concept of great idea, make a lot of money and an exit, and then retire is actually not the answer. And we discussed the need to have a purpose and how financial gain is not the answer. It's about having your own mission to make a difference. And this is a subject that Ori knows all too well, and one of the reasons why he's so passionate about TrueSona and his mission to eliminate passwords. The product is so secure that Frank Abagnale, the real-life catch-me-if-you-can con artist turned 4-decade FBI vet, signed on as an active advisor. While we all commiserate and recognise that passwords as the bane of our online existence, we need to remember it's only the technologies from the 60s that hasn't changed that we still use today. And Ori's approach isn't about just ending the use of passwords at all, it's finding safer, simpler replacement that genuinely reinvents authentication, but for the modern era. And as regular listeners will know, I always try and meet guests and listeners whenever I'm on my travels. So while I'm in Arizona, I decided to swing by Ori's office and hoped he would find time to speak with me, and thankfully he did. And upon entering the office, I saw a Catch Me If You Can movie poster signed by Frank Abagnale and so much other cool stuff around as well. And I must admit, it felt kind of weird having spoken to Ori on my podcast and understanding his story and his mission. But this time, I was in his living and breathing working environment and where the magic happens. What happened next? Well, buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, so we can speak with Ori Eisen, the leader of the no passwords revolution and founder CEO of TrueSona. So at the end of every interview, I always promise every guest that if I'm ever in their town, I will meet them in person. So here we are in Phoenix, Arizona, recording our second interview in person. But for anyone that missed our first chat, Ori, can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yes, thank you, Neil, so much for having me again. Clearly, you did not learn from the first time. We are here in Scottsdale, Arizona, at TrueSona's headquarters, where we are eliminating passwords from the internet all over the world. And I'm the founder and the VP of Whatever It Takes to Win.
So you are also a founding member of Security Canyon, which is Arizona's cybersecurity coalition. Can you just tell me a little bit more about that work and who's actually involved?
Yes, we started the coalition 5 years ago after banding together with all the cybersecurity companies here in town. At first we didn't realize how many were there. And we have a shared pain point, which is how do we find the next cybersecurity hero to come work for us? Silicon Valley is filled with people, other places in the world are. Phoenix is just not known for having security folks. So we devised a plan and we invited academia, for example, to join our midst and offer students who are here internships within our company. So instead of thinking, I have to go work at Google in order to succeed, they can stay here in the Valley. We posted a website with jobs that are currently open in Phoenix, so if you want to pay a high mortgage in California or you want to come live here, you at least see the options. And also talked about the quality of life. I don't know if you've been to California as an example.
Yeah.
Traffic there is horrendous. I go there once a month, and every time I'm there, I'm like, how do people do this every day? So if you want to work in a meaningful environment on cybersecurity but have a quality of life, be able to own a home, have great education for your kids, and come to work in flip-flops, Scottsdale is your place.